There's motivation and there's discipline. I mean, you can argue there's two types of motivation. There's the moving away from, and there's the moving towards. So either you're moving away from a bad situation, so that's one kind of motivation that you've got. And then the other kind of motivation would be moving towards a situation that you desire. What you want to do really is combine the two. So move away from a bad situation or a situation that you don't want to be in, and move towards the situation that you do want to be in. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad situation that you originate from, okay? And that being said, sometimes you'll wake up in the morning and you'll have this kind of fire in your belly, especially if you could consider yourself as someone that's a highly motivated individual or someone that's quite ambitious. You will sometimes wake up in the morning with fire in the belly type of feeling. It's like it's kind of nerves that you get inside your belly, in the pit of your stomach. It just kind of pushes you to get things done. The problem with that is, by all means, by the way, I urge you to make the most of that feeling, the fire in the stomach, whenever you get it. Just go all out, okay? By all means, every single time that you feel that feeling, use it and make the most of it. But at the same time, you can't rely on it, because not every single morning you're going to wake up like that. There's going to be periods of time that you're not going to wake up like that. You're not going to wake up motivated. You're going to wake up tired, sometimes groggy, sluggish. You're not always going to wake up with the fire in the belly, because the human body just isn't like that, you know. Sometimes you're just not going to wake up like that, okay? And so what you've got to really develop is the drive muscle that you produce yourself through your own will. You've just got to push through. A lot of times, actually, most times, I'd say 80% of the times, this is what you're going to need to rely on. If you want any hope of achieving anything, you've got to have it clear in your head that this is a muscle that you have to develop, because it is a muscle, and you do develop it over time. It gets stronger and stronger with practice and with prior reference experience. And what you want to do as well is reinforce the hard work by giving yourself small prizes and celebrating the wins, and allowing yourself to enjoy the pleasures in life as well when they're presented to you. The universe will make sure that you get plenty of positive reinforcement when you're doing the right things anyway. And it'll give you plenty of satisfaction if you're doing the correct things, because that's just how it works. I can't explain everything, but I believe that's how it works. When you're being a good, honest human being, you're making the most of your existence on this planet, you will get rewarded for that. But you've actually got to be trying your best 100%. But that's it. You want to, just like a muscle, you need to work it. You need to put it under strain and stress and test it, and then rest it as well. With the drive, how do you test that? Well, by pushing yourself when you don't want to, and by doing things that you actually don't want to do, even though you know they're good for you. Working out's a good one. Studying's also a good one. Or just work in general, you know, work that you don't really want to do. I mean, you've got to frame it like that. Once you get to a point inside yourself where you're used to pushing through tough times and driving through when you don't want to, and doing things that you don't want to do, or doing things that you don't want to do when you don't feel like doing them, but doing them anyway, that's actually going to make you into a really productive and entrepreneurial person. Someone that's going to be super productive and adds a lot of value to their life and the lives of the people around them. Remember that the drive muscle is exactly that. It's a muscle that you develop, and you have to, like all muscles, they need work and they need rest. Yeah, you really want to develop that side of yourself, the drive and the pushing through side, the grinding it out till the bitter end. Because when you do as well, when them times, on those days that you wake up with the fire in the belly, you're going to have already that momentum gathered from all the hard work that you've been doing when you didn't feel like doing it, and now all of a sudden you feel like doing it as well. So that's when it really compounds, and over time this grows exponentially, like a J-curve, like I say, or like they say. It's true. You just got to put the work in. It's not that hard really to understand. It's just hard to do. It's hard to implement. It's not every day you're going to wake up with the same mood and attitude, but that's it. You've got to wake up in the morning and choose violence, you know, choose action, and then work as hard as you can and be like your own cheerleader, because you're not always going to have that motivation, that fire in the belly. So you've got to be your own cheerleader type thing. where it's like, come on, and let's go, let's get this done. Come on, just push yourself, and be your own best friend, because at the end of the day, it's just you versus you on a day-to-day, and your own company is you, basically, for all your life. You're living inside yourself, so you really want to be your own best friend. It's important, because at the end of the day, we spend most of our lives by ourselves anyway, in our own body. Why would you not want to do that? You know, why would you not want to achieve that? That's very important. So it's important to achieve a life that you enjoy and like to live, don't you think? But yeah, fire in the belly 20%, drive 80% at least. If not, it's 10-90. And then the other concept that I started off the video with was, you're either moving away from something undesirable or you're moving towards something desirable. And if you can combine the two, because you can, if you just trick your mind into, you know, believing that it's really bad if you don't do anything, which it is actually. If you don't, you should work as hard as you can, like your life depends on it, because it does. And then you should trick yourself to think that the pleasurable reward, whatever that may be, is just around the corner, because that will keep you pushing as hard as you can. And it really is around the corner eventually, you know, it's going to be around some corner. So them two little mental tricks are good to just keep you motivated when you're not feeling like it. And that's it. And just realize as well, when you're going through the hard grind, that it's good. You should be grateful that it's a grind, because that means that you get to work your grind muscle, your grit muscle, your hard work muscle, the drive muscle. So stay positive, stay with a positive mental attitude and positive outlook on life. Don't let the negative people get into your temple. The body's a temple. Don't let the negativity inside. Keep yourself clean and positive, and strive each day to improve yourself and to become the best that you can be. It's going to be worth all the sacrifice. Believe it, because it is. When you're really looking after yourself to the maximum, you're doing the nose to tail strategy with your own self. So you're not wasting anything of yourself. You're maximizing every single part of you that you can. You'll get rewarded, like I say, by the universe in the simplest ways. Will be the most satisfactory and most deeply, profoundly satisfying experiences, like just a simple deep breath in nature, surrounded by the greenery, is going to be so satisfying and so fulfilling. Feeling the oxygen go into your lungs when your lungs are pure and clean, and feeling that pure 100% good rich oxygen go inside and just fill up your lungs and fill up your body with the richness and the oxygen that we need to survive and live. And just feel that that goes fully into your body, and your body's a healthy body, your mind's a healthy mind. You can feel that feeling. It's so satisfying. I don't think anything can compete with it, funnily enough. And it's just a deep breath. That's all it is. Because when your lungs are a little bit clogged up from smoking tobacco or something like that, or if your mind's a bit foggy from doing things that you shouldn't be doing really with your body, with your sacred body, when it isn't clogged up and when it isn't tarred up, your lungs aren't tarred up, you can really optimize each breath and the efficiency of each breath. And your body is rewarding you, your mind is rewarding you for doing things the right way, just by taking a deep breath, if you know what I mean. So by taking a deep breath, you're getting a huge reward for being so consistent with the proper living standards. And it's so calming, so satisfying, so enriching. Plus it fills up the body with oxygen, a high content of oxygen, because your lungs are fully clean and your body's clean as well, your mind's clean. So all the pure oxygen is going straight into this empty space in your body. You're filling up your body with pure oxygen and goodness, nature's goodness. I know it might sound a little bit strange to some people, but it's literally free. It's like a free high, okay? Let's just call it that. It takes a little bit of work to get to this point where you're clean, and you basically need to go through a detoxification process of, I'd say, at least like a couple months, really, to get like a decent, good deep breath in. I mean, you can enjoy a nice deep breath even now, probably, if you smoke and stuff like that, but it's not the same, man. So yeah, nose to tail strategy. Make the most of every single piece of you that you can, and you will be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams for it. I'm here in Basel Airport, and what I just showed there is some piece of machinery. I mean, I don't even know what it is, but it just goes to show, I mean, it's not that impressive really, but it just goes to show what we're capable of as human beings. When we put our minds to something, we can actually build stuff, and build stuff that's, you know, unbelievable. I mean, if you go to some cities around the world, you'll see incredible structures, or even just the technology that we've managed to achieve, you know, the level of technology that we've managed to achieve. So this is all thanks to the power of our minds. Isn't that amazing how we can do things with our minds when we put our minds to that task at hand and take it upon ourselves to challenge and take on that task and accomplish the task that we decide to accomplish? Don't you think that's amazing? Now imagine what you'd be capable of if you stopped wasting your time and started optimizing your mind, started doing everything that's within your power to make your mind as powerful and functional as you could possibly make it. Imagine what kind of things you could achieve in your life. What can you build? What can you add value to? It's time to snap out of just living for pleasure. Animals live for pleasure, immediate pleasure. We're humans. We're here to do things bigger than just suck from the teats. We're here for bigger things than that. So it's time to get your ideas right and decide what you want to do with yourself. Life comes in cycles. Like the world goes round, so do our lives go round in circles. And best be sure that you'll come back to square one, where you started, and you'll have done a full cycle, your life, of your journey. And it's not predetermined how long that cycle can be. It could be a week, it can be a month, it can be a year, it can be 10 years. But it's a daily struggle to make sure it's a positive lap. So when you come back round, you want to make sure you've grown in a good direction instead of in a negative direction. So you want to make sure you've grown upwards and not downwards. If you can visualize it, you're doing cycles and you're either going upwards or downwards. If you're going upwards, it's an upward spiral, and if you're going downwards, it's a downward spiral. A downward spiral is much easier to go on because you don't have to put any effort in for you to go on a downward spiral. An upward spiral is a constant struggle every day. Every day is a struggle. You got to keep pushing and fighting, especially if you want the best. And if you're going to fight, you might as well fight for the best that can possibly, the best possible outcome. And that's why I always say, think of the best possible good that you can conceive of, and then aim for it and strive and work towards it every day. It's a daily struggle to aim towards the best possible outcome, but that's how you can ensure that you will end up on the positive upward spiral. You've got to fight daily. You've got to struggle, especially if you're on a downward spiral. You've got to really struggle, like your life depends on it. It's going to be a battle. At first it's going to be a huge battle until you build up some momentum. But then once you've got the momentum, you've got the ball rolling in the upwards direction, it's not that hard, but you've just got to maintain the momentum. The struggles become different. It's harder, it is harder, but in a different sense. And it's more rewarding as well. At first it's kind of more like a physically hard. You just got to move yourself and snap yourself out of the silliness. Then it just gets harder, but in a different sense, you know, it's more complicated. It's not as easy as just moving and doing stuff. You got to also use your mind and do mental jiu-jitsu with life. But that's it. If you daily struggle and fight and try your best to improve in every sense on a daily basis, eventually when the cycle closes, you'll have evolved into a new, bigger, better version of yourself, and you'll start off the next cycle on the right foot as well. And that's what you want to stay on. You want to maintain that upward momentum, and it's going to be so rewarding for you and the people around you. Kick yourself into that upward spiral. That's joe56t signing out. Until the next time, thanks for watching. I appreciate every single comment, every single like, every single subscription, every single follow. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome.